Hello everyone, ARG back with some more Out of Park Baseball 25 with some more Montreal Expos action from 1969 that actually never happened because this is all, a video game. But anyway, we are here and we are going to try to snap out of a little tiny losing streak that we're on, a little 9-game losing streak that we're on. We have been swept in the last 3 series. So we were swept by the Astros, we were swept by the Reds, we were swept by the Dodgers, and today we are playing our expansion cousins, the San Diego Padres, and they are 17-31. That's actually worse than us, and I am kind of hoping that we can turn our fortunes around a little bit. So yeah. Last time out we had an injury. It was only for a couple days. Larry Jaster got hurt like in the first inning, so we had to overtax our bullpen a little bit. Let's see how they're doing. Oh, all right, so we're good now. Only Howie Reed is a little tired, so we should be able to get going at this point. I am not sure why my scout doesn't want to scout Jerry Robertson, but whatever. Alright, so for the first game of this series, we're going to be facing off against Steve Arden, who is actually a bright spot for the Padres. He's 6-2 with a 2.84 ERA, and yeah. We're going to be sending Carl Morton, who is 3-1. He's not getting into a lot of decisions on his starts, only half of them to be more precise, and sadly Carl Morton, like many of my pitchers, tends to walk more than he strikes out, so that makes for a little bit more, a little bit too much traffic on the base paths. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get going. Oh, let's see if the Padres have some injuries. Nope, they are healthy. Alright, so let's go then. I might not know a lot of the Padres players. It is also an expansion team, so they probably, don't have a full all-star lineup. I'm gonna keep that lineup, try to turn our fortunes by having my, best lineup on the field, and then we'll see what happens from there. So the Padres are gonna go with Ollie Brown leading off, playing right field. Roberto Pena, the shortstop, is gonna be batting second. Tony Gonzalez in center field is gonna be batting third. Nate Colbert, 13 home runs, batting cleanup. Al Ferrara is in left field, is batting 5th. Chris Cannizzaro is going to be batting 6th. He's the catcher. Ed Spiezio batting 7th. He's the 3rd baseman. And Jose Arcia, the 2nd baseman, is going to be batting 8th. And of course, the pitcher Steve Arden batting 9th. Alright, so play ball. Let's get going. Alright, so Ollie Brown leading off for the Padres. Carl Morton is on the mound for us. Let's get going. We are playing at home at Parc Jarry. Beautiful Parc Jarry that I've never seen in my life, but I'm gonna guess that it's beautiful. So no count to Brown. Oh, that's it. That's gonna be extra bases down the line and right. So that's gonna be a lead-off double for the Padres. So we're not off to a very good start, unless of course we're able to, leave him there. All right, Roberto Pena, the next batter, 2-2. Grounds it to second. Thrown out at first for out number 1. Bless you, my love. I don't think you can hear me anyway, but that's okay. Tony Gonzalez now, runner on 3rd, and 1 out. 1-2. That's it to center. Klein is there. Is that going to be deep enough? It is. It's going to be a sac fly, so the Padres are up 1-0. Nate Colbert now with his 13 home runs. How did he do in real life in that season? he had 24. Alright. 2 outs now, no count. Rounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Padres get on board first. It is 1-0 San Diego. Going into the bottom of the first, Maury Wills is going to be leading off against Steve Arden. 0-1 the count. Right, and he pops it. And he's out. It was cut at shortstop by Pena. 1 out for Manny Mota. 0-2 the count. Grounds it to second. Oh, that's an error. Alright. That was a bad throw. Alright, so runner on first. 1 out for Rusty Stubb. 2-0 the count. That's a good batter count. It's it to left, and that's cut, however, so that's out number 2. Runner goes back to first base. And Mac Jones now with 2 outs. No count. That's it to left for a base hit. The inning is still alive thanks to a base hit by Mac Jones. So now there's 2 on, 2 outs for Bob Bailey. 3-1. And he walks. Bases loaded now for the catcher John Bateman. 2-0. Grounds it to third, and the third baseman takes it to the base himself. That's out number 3. It was hit pretty hard too. I think he got rubbed off a hit there. Reload the bases. Kind of a story we've seen against the Dodgers. Get a lot of base runners and cannot get them around to score much. Alright, top of the second incoming. Al Ferrara leading off. No count. Grounds it to short. Wheels with the throw. That's out number 1. Chris Cannizzaro is now the batter. 2-1. I have to double check how that name is. Of course, you know, I don't never heard of him before. So, and that's a base hit to center. So 1 out, 1 on for Ed Spiezio. 1-2, and he hits it foul, and that's out number 2. And now Jose Arcia is the batter. 2 outs, 1 on, 0-2. And he struck out swinging. Alright. Nothing for the Padres in, well, no runs, I should say. Right, Floyd Wicker leading off the bottom of the second. 1-2. And he struck out looking. Ty Klein now. No count. That's it to center for a base hit. Alright. So runner on first, 1 out for Carl Morton. No count, and he's bunting. Oh, they got the runner out at second base. Klein, and yes, speed too. Alright, so runner on first, 2 outs for Maury Wills, 2-2 the count. That's it to left. Oh, and the shortstop Pena jumps and catches the ball for out number 3. Steve Arden leading off the top of the third for the Padres, 0-2 to him. And he struck out swinging. Ollie Brown now, 0-2. Oh, that's a base hit to center. So 2 base hits for Ollie Brown so far. That's going to bring up Roberto Pena. No count to him. Oh, and he's bunting down the first baseline, and he's thrown out at first. Advances the runner. That's a good sacrifice hit. Now there's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Tony Gonzalez. 2-0. Oh, that's popped. Wills gets underneath it, and he catches it for out number 3. 1 hit for the Padres, but nothing else. Bottom of the third incoming. We are down 1-0. Manny Mota leading off. Full count. Rounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Rusty Stubb now. 3-0. And he walks. Mac Jones now, runner on first, run out, 1 and 2. Struck out swinging, 2 outs already. Bob Beatty now, 1 and 1. Oh, that's a bad pitch. And the runner makes it to second base on the play. So runner in scoring position, 2 outs, 2 and 2. Struck out swinging. Ugh. Oh, we are struggling lately. Right, Nate Colbert facing off against Martin, top of the 4th, 3-0 to count. And he walks on 4 pitches. Alright, Ferrara now, full count. Struck out swinging. Oh, the runner goes on the play and he's safe. So Colbert has now 5 steals on the season. Runner in scoring position, 1 out for Canizzaro. That's not a name you see every single day. No count, grounds it to short. Wills with the throw. That's a good throw. That's out number 2. The runner stays at second base on the play. And now Ed Spiezio needs a base hit here. Full count. And he walks. So now there's 2 on, 2 outs for Jose Arcia. 2 and 1. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out for out number 3. Padres get 2 base runners. They do not come across to score. Still 1-0 affair in Montreal, with John Bateman leading off the bottom of the 4th. No count. Grounds it to 3rd. And he's thrown out for out number 1. Floyd Wicker now, 1 and 2. It's it to center. Short run for Gonzalez, and that's out number 2. So 2 outs for Ty Klein, 1 and 1. It's it to center. Gonzalez after it. Yeah, he catches it for out number 3. Expos are down in order in the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 5th incoming. Padres up 1-0. Steve Arnon leading off, 2 and 2. It's it to center. Klein after it. Yeah, he catches it for out number 1. Ollie Brown now, no count. Grounds it to 3rd, and that's going to be out number 2. Roberto Pena, 2 and 2. Oh, that's it's solidly down the line and left all the way to the fence. That's going to be extra bases here, so a 2-out extra base hit for the Padres. Runner in scoring position for Tony Gonzalez, 2 and 2, and that's it. Solidly in deep left center all the way to the fence. That's gonna score a run, and of course it's gonna be extra bases, so a double for Gonzalez. It is now 2-0 San Diego. And now Nate Colbert, the batter, 1 and 0. Grounds it to short. Wills with the throw, and that's out number 3. The Padres add to their lead. It is now 2-0 for the Padres. Bottom of the 5th incoming, with Carl Martin leading off. No count. That's it to right, and oh, what a catch there by Brown. And that's out number 1. Maury Wills now. We need to get something going eventually. In one game, we need to get some hits strung together or something. 0-1 the count. And that's grounded out to 1st. And that's out number 2. Manny Mota with 2 outs, so into the count. That's it to right, to left, sorry, for a base hit. Alright, so right above the 3rd baseman's glove. So now we have a runner on 1st, 2 outs for Rusty Stubb, 1 and 0. And that's it down the line in left, opposite field, base hit here. Mota goes all the way to 3rd base on the play. Oh, now he's going home. Alright, it's a double by Stubb that scores a run, so it is now 2-1 for the Padres. We finally got on the board. Mac Jones with a runner in scoring position, 1 and 1. That's it to center, but that's cut there by Gonzalez for out number 3. Expos cut the lead in Alf. It is now a 2-1 lead for the Padres. Al Ferrara, top of the 6th. We're going to keep Morton in. He hasn't been too bad. 1-0. That's it to center. Klein gets there, catches it for out number 1. Chris Cannizzaro is now the batter. 2-1 the count. Oh, that's popped and cut by the catcher for out number 2. Of course, graphically, that play makes absolutely no sense, but, you know, it was, I guess, a pop fly to the catcher. Ed Spiezio with 2 outs, 0-1. Oh, that's it. Poorly in front of the catcher. Oh, that's an infield single. Alright, so runner on first, 2 outs for Jose Garcia. 0-1. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Now the runner's in scoring position. Alright, 1-1 to Garcia now. And we're gonna go ahead and walk him to face off against the pitcher, Steve Arden. 2 on, 2 outs, no count. Grounds it to short. The throw to second base, and the runner is out on the fielder's choice. It is now the bottom of the 6th incoming. We are down to 1. Bob Bailey leading off. 0-2. Oh, that's popped weakly. First baseman Colbert underneath it, and he catches it for out number 1. John Bateman is next. 3-1. That's it to left, and it's cut there for out number 2. Floyd Wicker with 2 outs, 0-1. That's it to center for a base hit. Alright, we haven't seen that in a while. A Floyd Wicker base hit. Alright, Ty Klein around first, 2 outs, 1-1. Oh, the runner goes, and he's thrown out for out number 3. That's it for inning number 6, top of the 7th incoming. I think I'm going to keep Morton in and probably pinch it for him in the next inning. Ollie Brown leading off the top of the 7th, 0-1. That's it to left, has some carry to it, and it is out of here. It is a solo blast by Ollie Brown. It is now 3-1 for the Padres. A 366 feet home run. Roberto Pena now, no count. It's it to center. Ty Klein is there, catches it for out number 1. Tony Gonzalez, 0-1. It's it to right. And that's cut there for out number 2. Nate Colbert now, 2 outs. 2-1 to count. Rounds it to third. Wicker with the throw, that's out number 3. The Padres take their 2-run lead back thanks to a solo shot by Ollie Brown, no H there. 3-1 Padres, bottom of the 7th. Ty Klein leading off here. He's 1 for 2. 3-0. And he walks, perfect. So now we have speed, and we're coming in with a pinch hitter for Morton. It's gonna be, of course, Jim Ferry. Right, Jim Ferry the batter, runner on first, nobody out, 0-1. The runner goes and he's out. Full count to Ferry. And he struck out looking. Alright, so just like that, there's 2 outs, nobody on for Maury Wills, 0-1. Rounds it to short. And he's thrown out for out number 3. Alright, nothing for the Expos, and we started with a walk. Looked like it was gonna be pretty interesting, and nope. All of a sudden it was not. Alright. go with the 41-year-old man. Oh, I forgot to, sorry. Got to put the P next to him. Alright, Roy Face. 41 years old. Oh man, he was a small guy. Of course, back then things were different, right? But you wouldn't really see a 5'8" pitcher nowadays. Alright, so Face facing off against Ferrara. Top of the 8, we're down 2 into the count. That's it to right. All the way to the track is Rusty Stubb, and he catches it for out number 1. Chris Canizzaro is now the batter, 2-1. It's it to center. Klein is there, and he gets it for out number 2. All right, so 2 up, 2 down. And now Ed Spiezio is the batter, 1-1. It's to center field, and oh, that's cut there by not Steve Klein. That was a pitcher, and that was several years later, Ty Klein. And that Klein wasn't even spelled that way. All right, Manny Mota leading off the bottom of the 8. We need some base runners, please. Full count, and he walks. All right, Manny Mota gets on base. Don't get thrown out stealing. Rusty Stubb running on first, nobody out. Full count. And he walks as well. Alright, we have 2 base runners and nobody out. Mac Jones, the next batter. 2-2. That's it to center. Gonzalez is there. That's out number 1. Runners have to retreat back to their bases. Bob Bailey now. 1-0. Grounds it to short. 2 seconds for 1. Back to first for the double play. And just like that, our 8th inning that looked so promising is dead in the water. Top of the 9th incoming. We're going to keep Roy Face on the mound. Jose Arcia leads off the top of the 9th for the Padres. 2-1 to count. 3-1 on the scoreboard. And that's it to center for a base hit. Right, Cito Gaston is not a batter now. I've heard of Cito Gaston. He was the manager for the Blue Jays in the 90s, so I know at least that. So Cito Gaston now the batter. Runner on first, nobody out. 2-0 to count. The runner goes. Oh, it's our turn to nail a base runner. And that is out number 1. 2-2. And that's it to third for out number 2. A liner to Wicker. And now Ollie Brown. 2-2. 2 outs. Grounds it to second. He's run out for out number 3. Alright, that's the part where we need some small miracles in the bottom of the 9th if we want to win this game. Tom Zukes comes in relief. We have John Bateman at the plate, and we don't have to. I'm gonna bring in Ron Brand. Ron Brand on the not on the mound, at the plate. 3-1. Tom Zukes with a pitch, and Brand pops it up, and that's got by the third baseman for out number 1. Floyd Wicker is next. I'm gonna keep him in. He had a hit today. 1-1. That's it to left. And that is cut there by Gonzalez for out number 2. Gonzalez is in left now. Yeah, we have Stahl in center field now. Right, 1 and 2 to Ty Klein. 2 outs. Rounds it to third. And that's out number 3. Alright, the Expos lose 10 games in a row. Not a pretty record there. Down 3-1 against the Padres. Tigers shut out the Pilots. Mickey Lulich, the winner. Oldsman Shines shuts out Atlanta 6-0. That's pretty good. And Tommy Agee of the Mets had 5 hits in that game. Alright, let's advance. Alright, nothing going on there. Alright, so game number 2, we're going to be facing off against Dave Roberts. And we're going to be sending Mike Wiener on the mound for that game. Alright, so Dave Roberts. He's a lefty. I have a lot of people that are unhappy on the team now. Like when you lose 10 games in a row, I guess that's, you know, that ought to do that. Alright, let's play the game. I'm going to, since we're facing up against a lefty, I'm gonna go ahead and play Clendenin in left. I'm gonna leave him batting 4th and see what happens. Alright, so the Padres are going to go with Brown, Pena, Gonzalez, Colbert, Ferrara, Canizaro, Spiazzo, and Arcia. Exactly the same lineup we faced yesterday. Let's play ball and hope to get out of this off the schneid, man. That's not good. Alright, Ollie Brown leading off for the Padres in this game. Went to the count. Little tour of the stadium as usual. You can see some people enjoying some good stadium foods. Oh, and he struck out looking. I don't know if in 1969 Montreal was known for like their smoked meat sandwiches like they are now. Alright, Roberto Pena now, 1 and 2. Oh, grounds it to right for a base hit, so between the first and second baseman. So that's going to be a 1-out base hit for the Padres. And that brings up Tony Gonzalez, 1 and 2. That's it to left for a base hit. So Wigner giving up base hits on 2 strike counts. That's not good. The runner makes it to 3rd on the play, so all of a sudden there's runners on the corners and only 1 out for Nate Colbert. 1 and 2. Oh, he struck out looking, so another strikeout for Wigner. That's pretty good. Wigner doesn't have a lot of stamina, so we shouldn't probably expect for him to go like, 9 innings here. Alright, no count to the next batter. And he grounds it to short, and the throw second is good for out number 3. Sorry, it was Ferrara, the batter. I got sidetracked. Alright, Maury Wills leading off the bottom of the first facing off against Dave Roberts. No count. That's it to center. Gonzalez is there, and he catches it for out number 1. Manny Mota now, 1-1 to count. Hits it to center. And that's going to be a base hit. All right. Oh, Manny Mota got on base for 11 straight games. His batting average is up. Now, of course, it's 254, but it used to be like in the 210s. So, all right, Rusty Stubb, runner on first, 1 out, full count, and he walks. So we have 2 runners on now for Clendenin coming in. I've inserted the right-handed bat. 0-1 against the lefty. That's a base hit to right. Oh ho ho! And the runner scores on the play. Stubb makes it to 3rd base. So we have a 1-0 lead and runners on the corners with only 1 out for Bob Bailey. 2-1. Bailey hits it deep to center. That's gonna be a base hit all the way to the fence. That's gonna be extra bases. And that's actually gonna be a triple. Triple for Bob Bailey. 2 runs score. We are up 3-0. I haven't had the lead in a while. Forgot how it felt. Even my fictional team is struggling a little bit lately. Alright, runner on third, 1 out for John Bateman. 0-1. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out for out number 2. Now Floyd Wicker with runner on third, 2 outs, 1-1. Grounds it weakly to second base, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Expos get 3 runs on the board. They are up 3-0, going to the top of the second with Chris Canizaro leading off that inning. 1-2. Struck out swinging. Ed Spiezio now. Full count. Oh, he hits it really well to right, and that's out of here. That's a solo blast by Spiezio. It is 3-1 Montreal now. It was a 380 feet blast. 389 feet. Did I say 380? I don't know nothing. I can't read. Alright, Jose Arcia, 2 into the count. He pops it. And that's cut foul by Bob Bailey for out number 1. Out number 2, sorry. Now Dave Roberts is next. No count. Oh, he hits it straight at Klein, who barely has to move, and that's out number 3. The Padres get on the board, but the Expos still have a 2-run lead. It is 3-1 here in Montreal. Ty Klein leading off the bottom of the second, 1-1. It's it to left, and that's cut there by Ferrara for out number 1. Mike Wigner is the next batter. 2-1. That's it to right for a base hit. A pitcher base hit, folks. It's beautiful. I love it when it's my pitcher doing that. Maury Wills with a runner on first, 1 out, no count. It's it to center for a base hit. Alright, so we are in good position to do something. Wigner goes all the way to third on the play. So now we have runners on the corners. 1 out for Manny Mota. Full count. That's it to left. Oh, that's going to be cut by Ferrara, too. And oh, Wigner goes, and that's a sac fly for Manny Mota. It's now 4-1, and we take that run back. Back to a 3-run lead again. So runner on first, 2 outs for Rusty Stubb. 0-1. It's it to left. Ferrara's there. Barry has to move. That should be out number 3, and it is. So the Expos get the run back thanks to a sac fly by Manny Mota. 4-1 going into the top of the third. Ollie Brown leading off. 1-2. That's a base hit to center. Alright, so lead off base hit for the Padres. And now Roberto Pena is the next batter with a runner on first. Nobody out. Full count. Struck out swinging. Oh, the runner goes. He's going to be safe. So a strikeout, but a stolen base. A runner in scoring position and 1 out for Tony Gonzalez. No count. Grounds it to the pitcher, and he's thrown out for out number 2. The runner has to hold at second base. So now Nate Colbert comes in with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. 0-2, and he struck out swinging. Wow, Wigner has started to figure out how to, get strikeouts instead of walking everybody. And it is a good result so far, at least. Maybe I'm jinxing him, but whatever. Don Clendenon, the batter now. 2-2. Grounds it to left for a base hit, right under the third baseman's glove. So it's a single for Clendenon. Now Bob Bailey is the batter. 3-1. That's it to right for a base hit. Clendenon holds at second on the play. John Bateman now, 2 on, nobody out, 0-1. That's it to left for a base hit. Alright, the runner goes. And it is 5-1 for the Expos, and all the runners advance on the play. So now we have 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out for Floyd Wicker. 2-1. That's it to right for a base hit. Alright, and only 1 run will score on that. That's Bob Bailey, so that's 6-1 now. With Ty Klein, the batter, 2-1. Grounds it to short. Oh, and that's an error. Another run scores. It is now 7-1 for the Expos, and still nobody out. Mike Wigner, the batter, 2 on, nobody out. 2-1. And he swings to short, and that's going to be a fielder's choice. They only get the runner out at second base. Oh, Ty Klein is hurt, but he's okay. Alright, thank God. Alright, they've had enough of that, so Al McBean comes in relief, and he's going to be facing off against Murray Wills first. So runners on the corners, 1 out, 2-2. Alright, grounds it to the pitcher. They get the runner out at second base, but that's the only out they get, so 2 outs now. And runners on the corners still for Manny Mota, 1-1. It's it to left, and Ferrara's there, but he drops it. I don't think I've ever seen that play before. Alright, so it is now 8-1, and both runners advance on the error, so 2 runners in scoring positions, 2 out for Rusty Stubb, 0-1. Grounds it to first, and he's out for out number 3. Expos score 4 times in inning number 3. They send Dave Roberts, the pitcher, to an early shower. And now top of the 4th incoming with a 7-run lead. Al Ferrara leading off, no count. It's it to center, Klein is there. That's out number 1. Chris Canizzaro is next, 0-1. Grounds it to third. Wicker with the throw, that's out number 2. Just like that, there's 2 down already. Spiazio now, full count. And he walks. Alright, so a 2-out walk for the Padres. And Jose Arcia is now the batter. 1-2. Oh, that's oh, okay. That's a stolen base. That's what's going on. So runner in scoring position, 2 outs for Arcia, 2-2. Hits it to center. Klein is there, catches it for out number 3. All right, bottom of the 4th, Don Clendenon the batter, 2-0. Grounds it to short, and he's thrown out for out number 1. Bob Bailey, no count. It's it to center for a base hit. Shortstop couldn't quite get to it. Alright, so a single after 1 out. John Bateman is now the batter. 0-1. Grounds it to short. 2 seconds for 1. To first for the double play. Alright, so for the first time in this game, the Expos do not score in an inning. 8-1 still the score, top of the 5th incoming with Al McBean the batter. Full count. And he walks. Ollie Brown now, 0-1. Hits it to center for a base hit. Alright. So now there's 2 on, nobody out for Roberto Pena. 1-1. Grounds it to second. We only get the runner out at second base for out number 1. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Tony Gonzalez, 1 and 2. Grounds it to first. And he steps on the base for 1 out, but we can't complete the double play at second base. Runner scores on the play, so there's now a runner at second. 2 outs, and it is now 8-2 for the Expos. Nate Colbert is now the batter, 1 and 1. Rounds it to third. Wicker with the throw, and that's the end of the inning. Alright, Padres do get a run, but it is still a 6-run lead for the Expos. Bottom of the 5th, Floyd Wicker facing off against McBean. 1 and 0. Grounds it to third. And 1 third baseman grounds out to the other one. It is 1 out for Ty Klein, 1 and 2. Hits it to center. And that's a base hit. And it is a double. Alright, that's the part where we are switching to regular water. Alright, so 1 out double for Ty Klein. Mike Wiener is going to come in. At bat, 1 and 0. That's a bad pitch. Runner makes it to third base on the play. So now Wiener gets to bat, actually. He's not going to bunt. 2 and 0. And that's it to center. That's cut by Gonzalez. Is that a sac fly? It is. And we take that run back. It is now 9-2 for the Expos. Thanks to a sac fly by Mike Wiener. Now Maury Wills is the batter with 2 outs. No count. And he pops it. And the pitcher gets it, actually, McBean. And that is out number 3. The Expos score. It is at 9-2, top of the 6th. Might be Wiener's last inning. Not because he's doing poorly. He's actually pitching pretty decently, but he just doesn't have a whole lot of stamina. Right, Al Ferrara leading off, 1 and 0. Grounds it to third. Wicker with the throw. That's out number 1. Chris Cannizzaro is the batter now. Full count. Struck out swinging. Spiezzo now. Full count to him. It's it to right. Stubb is there. That's out number 3. Alright, 3 up, 3 down for the Padres. Bottom of the 6th incoming. Manny Mota, the batter. 1 and 2. That's it to left for a base hit. Right, Rusty Stubb now. Run on first, nobody out. Full count. Rounds it to right for a base hit. Don Clendenon is the batter. And that's it to right for a base hit by Clendenon on a 1-0 count. So now the bases are loaded. Nobody out for Bob Bailey. 1 and 2. Oh, he struck out swinging. He really wanted it. Right, John Bateman now, 1 and 1. Grounds it to the pitcher. The throw home. And then to first. So what happened here? Alright, so they got the out at home, but not at first. So the bases are still loaded. We still haven't scored. There's 2 outs now for Floyd Wicker. 2 and 2. Rounds it to first. The throw to the pitcher is good. That's out number 3. The Expos load the bases with nobody out and fail to score anybody. If it wasn't 9-2 for me already, I would feel pretty depressed about that. But at least we are winning. Alright, so Fred Kendall is now the batter for the for the Padres. He's a pinch hitter. 2 and 2. Oh, I meant to pull Wiener. Well, that's a strikeout. Maybe I do keep him after all. Al McBean now, the pitcher, he's going to remain in the game. 1 and 2. Grounds it to second. Mota is there. That's out number 2. Might as well get the last out, right? Ollie Brown, full count. Struck out swinging. Wow, Wigner here, pitching the game of his career. Bottom of the 7th. Ty Klein now the batter. McBean is still on the mound. 1 and 2. Struck out swinging. Man, I hate to pull Wigner, but his arm's gonna fall off if I keep him in there, so we're gonna go ahead and pull him. We're gonna go with the usual. I'm gonna go with Jim Ferry. 2 and 2. That's it to right, but that's cut there by Brown for out number 2. And now Mario Wills with 2 outs, full count. Grounds it to third. And that's out number 3. Expos go down in order in inning number 7, top of the 8th incoming. We are up 7 runs. Alright, I guess we're gonna go with Robertson. Alright, he's going to face off against Roberto Pena for the first batter of the 8th, no count. It's it to left, and it's going to fall in front of Clendenon for a base hit, so a leadoff base hit for the Padres. And now Tony Gonzalez is the batter, 1 and 2. That's it to left for a base hit as well. Alright. Padres are starting the 8th inning with a couple of base hits here and nobody out for Nate Colbert. 0 and 2. Rounds it to right for a base hit. Whoa. Now the bases are loaded and nobody out for Al Ferrara. Now are they going to capitalize on that? I didn't. 1 and 2. And that's it. Really well in left center field all the way to the fence. That's probably going to clear the bases. And it's a triple for Ferrara. 3 runs scored is now 9-5. Chris Cannizzaro now the batter with a runner on third and nobody out. No count. That's it really well to center, and that's out of here. It is now 9-7. Oh boy. Ed Spiezio is next. 2 and 1. That's it to left. Clendenon is there. That's out number 1. Larry Stahl comes in as a pinch hitter. 2 and 2. That's it to center. Klein is there. And he catches it for out number 2. Cito Gaston, the pinch hitter. 2 outs. 0 and 2. Strikeout swinging. Whoa. The Padres made it interesting now, didn't they? A little 5-run inning in inning number 8. All of a sudden, we only have a 2-run lead. Bottom of the 8th, Manny Mota leading off here against Tom Dukes. No count. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Rusty Stubb is the next batter. 1 and 1. And that's a base hit to left. In left field, that's going to be a single. So a 1-out single for Rusty Stubb. And now the next batter is Don Clendenon, sorry. 1 and 2. struck out swinging. Now Bob Bailey has 3 hits today, 1-1, and that's a base hit to center, so a 4-hit game for Bob Bailey. That's pretty good. Oh, they got stubbed. They got stub on the in between the bases. All right, I'm not gonna be fucking with Robertson on the mound anymore. We're gonna go ahead and bring in Dan McGinn and try to put a stop to this nonsense. All right, Ollie Brown leading off. No count. That's it to center. Klein barely has to move, and that's out number 1. Roberto Pena is next. 3-0 the count, and he walks on 4 pitches. Alright, so the tying run is now at the plate. Runner on first, 1 out for Tony Gonzalez. Lefty on lefty, 1-2. Oh, we hit him. That's not good. 2 on, 1 out for Nate Colbert. 0-1. Grounds it to short. The throw to second, and then to first to complete the double play, and the Expos managed to win a game, folks. Oh, I got an achievement for having everybody in the starting lineup to get a hit. The Expos win 9-7, but it didn't get pretty in the end there. So Steve Carlton had a complete game shutout against the Reds, and then the Baltimore Orioles had a shutout game against the California Angels. Alright, so we are going to advance this. Oh, there's a whole lot going on here because that's the development. Oh, Bob Bailey here with some charity work. Alright, let's take a look at that. Mike Winger, current stuff rating improved. Oh, that's good. Oh, his stamina actually improved. Don Shaw just got worse. Roy Face is showing his age here. Oh, John Bateman. Mac Jones is just getting worse at everything too. Oh, Don Ann is getting better at a lot of things. Yeah, we had a lot of players like start declining in ability. That's not good. Mike Epstein takes the best bat. Then Willie McCovey does that in the National League. Rick Culp gets the Pitcher of the Month award, and in the National League it's Don Gullett. The Rookie of the Month in the American League is Tom Bradley, and in the National League it's Don Gullett. Oh, Don Ann here had a good month of May, sorry. Alright, and Renko, Steve Renko with a really good season so far. Alright, We got one more game to play. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're going to be facing off against Clay Kirby for that one. And we're going to be sending Bill Stolman, who didn't pitch all that bad in his last game. We just couldn't hit Don Sutton. So he ended up with the loss, but he didn't pitch bad. Alright, yeah, I guess let's get going, no? Oh, let's see here. Did something happen over here? Nope. Alright, last game of the 3-game series here. Let's see, I'm gonna be benching Bateman. He's tired. I'm gonna play Bocabella. Alright, so the Padres are going to go with Ali Brown, Pena, Gonzalez, Colbert, Ferraro, Canizaro, Spiazzo, and Arcia. Same lineup, so we face the exact same lineup for all 3 games. Clay Kirby on the mound, 1-6. Struggling a little bit, it looks like. Fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. Alright, let's start this game. Alright, Ollie Brown leading off for the Padres. Bill Stolman on the mound. 2-2 the count, and let's play ball. And that's it to center. Oh, Klein with a diving catch to start the game. Nice defense here to start. Oh, that's an afternoon game, too. Alright, Roberto Pena with 1 out. Full count. Grounds it to short. Wills with the throw. That's out number 2. Now Tony Gonzalez, 1-2 the count. And he struck out swinging. Nothing for the Padres in the top of the first, bottom of the first incoming. Maury Wills, the batter, against Clay Kirby. 0-2 the count. That's it to left. But that's cut by Ferrara for out number 1. Manny Mota is next. 1-1 the count. Pops it to the catcher. The first baseman comes in to catch it, and that's out number 2. Alright, 2 outs for Rusty Stubb. 0-2 the count. And he struck out swinging for out number 3. Alright, top of the second incoming. Nate Colbert leading off. 1-1 the count. And he hits it to right for a base hit. So that's a lead-off single. And runner on first, nobody out for Al Ferrara. 0-1. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Runner safe at second on the play. Maury Wills had to dive for that one. He didn't have time to go for the double play. Alright, so runner in scoring position, 1 out for Canizaro. 2-2. Grounds it to third. Wicker with the throw. That's an error. Alright, so 2 on, 1 out for Ed Spiazzo. 2-0. Grounds it to second. 2 Wills for 1. Back to Bailey at first for out number 3. That's a double play, folks. Bottom of the second incoming with Matt Jones leading off. No count. That's it, weakly to right, and that's cut there by Brown for out number 1. Bob Beatty now, 0-1. That's it to left, and that's cut there by Ferrara for out number 2. Ty Klein, 2-0. And he pops it, foul, the catcher. Canizaro is there, that's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Expos, top of the third incoming. Still no scorer at Parc Jarry. Jose Arcia the batter, full count. And he pops it. And Wicker is there for out number 1. Clay Kirby now, full count. And he struck out swinging. Ollie Brown, the next batter, full count. Struck out swinging, and that's the end of the inning, folks. Bottom of the 3rd incoming, Floyd Wicker here, no count. And that's it, deep to right, and that's a home run solo blast by Floyd Wicker. That's 380 feet, 88 feet deep, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Expos. John Buckabella is the next batter, 2-1. That's it to center. Oh, a diving catch there by Gonzalez that makes it out number 1. Bill Stoneman is next. 0-2. 1 out, nobody on, and he struck out looking. And now Maury Wills with 2 outs, 1-1. Grounds it to second. Oh, that's a base hit. It barely eluded the second baseman's glove. So now that's a 2-out base hit with Manny Mota coming in. 1-2. It's it to left for a base hit. No, it's caught by Ferraro, who dives for a wow. We've seen a lot of diving catches in this game. That's the end of the inning. The Expos, however, take the lead. It is 1-0 Montreal, top of the 4th, with Roberto Pena leading off. No count to him. And that's it to left. And that's cut there for out number 1. Tony Gonzalez now, 1-2 the count. Grounds it to second. Mota with the throw, that's out number 2. Alright, 2 outs for Colbert, 2-2. And he struck out swinging. I think we have the good Bill Stoneman on the mound for this game. He's like a bipolar pitcher. You never know what you're going to get. Alright, Rusty Stubb. No count to him. It's it to right, and that's pretty much right there at Brown for out number 1. Mac Jones, 1-2, 1 out. It's it to left, and that's got there for out number 2. Bob Beatty with 2 outs, no count. And that's it to left. And Ferraro had only to take 1 step, and that's out number 3. So nothing for the Expos here. Top of the 5th incoming, Ferraro leading off, 1-1. It's it to center, Klein after it. Catches it for out number 1. Canizzaro is next. 0-1. He pops it weakly. Buccabella's there, that's out number 2. Now Ed Spiezzo, 1-1. Rounds it to first. Bailey takes it to the base himself, and that's out number 3. Nothing for the Padres, who go down in order in inning number 5. Bottom of the 5th incoming. Still a 1-0 affair for the Expos. Ty Klein leading off this inning for us. No count. It's it. Oh, that's it well. All the way to the fence and right. And that's going to be a double, a leadoff double for Ty Klein. And now Floyd Wicker is the batter. He already hit a home run in inning number 3. Full count. Grounds it to first. He takes it to the base himself, and the runner makes it to third on the play. So runner on third with 1 out for John Bucabella. 1-0. Grounds it to short, and that's it too hard. The runner can't go, and he's thrown out at first. So 2 outs with a runner on third for the pitcher Bill Stoneman now. 3-0. And Stoneman walks on 4 pitches nonetheless. Alright, so runners on the corners now. 2 outs for Maury Wills, 1-1. And he hits it to right for a base hit, so it's 2-0 for the Expos now. Manny Mota, 2 on 2 outs, 0-1. Hits it to center, and the center fielder is there for out number 3. Expos doubled their lead, 2-0 lead here. Going into the top of the 6th, Jose Arcia is the batter. No count. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out for out number 1. Clay Kirby is next, 1-2. Oh, struck out looking. Ollie Brown now with 2 outs, 0-2. And that's it weekly. And that's cut there for out number 3. Alright, bottom of the 6th now. Alright, Rusty Stubb leading off the bottom of the 6th. 0-1 the count. Hits it to right for a base hit. Alright, so runner on first, nobody out for Mac Jones. 3-0, and he walks on 4 pitches. Alright, so 2 on, nobody out for Bob Beatty. 2-2. It's it to right, but that's going to be cut there by Brown for out number 1. Alright, Ty Klein now. 2 on, 1 out, 3-1 to count, and he walks on 4 pitches. Alright, so full count, bases loaded, sorry. 1 out for Floyd Wicker, 2-0 to count. Oh, he pops it weakly. That's very disappointing. And he's thrown out for... Pena catches it for out number 2. Alright, so now we need a base hit by John Bocabella with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Full count. And that's a base hit to left. And that's going to score 2. Bocabella comes in clutch after... Yeah, with 2 outs here. 2 more runs on the board. It is 4-0 for the Expos. Runners on the corners now. 2 outs. And Bill Stillman is the batter. 2-2. And he struck out swinging. The Expos doubled their lead again. This time with 2 runs put on the board. 4-0. Top of the 7th, Roberto Pena for the Padres. 1-2. Rounds it to short. Wills with the throw, and he is out for out number 1. Tony Gonzalez now, 3-0. Oh, and he swings, and that's a base hit to left. Only the 2nd base hit for the Padres, all the way to the fence, though, so it's going to be a double. So a 1-out double for the Padres. And now Nate Colbert is the batter, 2-2. Oh, and he struck out. He tried to hold his swing, but he broke the plate. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs for Al Ferrara, 3-0. Oh, and we hit him. Right now, Kenneth Zaro's the batter, 2 on 2 outs, 0-1. And that's it right at Bob Bailey, a liner cut by the first baseman, and that's the end of the inning. The Padres leave 2 runners on. Bottom of the 7th incoming. Expos are winning 4-0. Maury Wills the batter, no count. And Maury Wills hits it to short for out number 1. Manny Mota now. No count, 1 out. And he hits it weakly. Oh wow, the second baseman went all the way into right field to catch that one, and that's out number 2. Now Rusty Stubb, no count. And that's a base hit to right, and that's going to be extra bases all the way into the corner. And that's a stand-up double for Stubb. And now Mac Jones comes to the plate. No count. And he hits it to left, and that hits the fence. That's a base hit. And Stubb scores on the play, of course. It is 5-0 for the Expos on the double by Mac Jones. And now they bring in the reliever. That's Don Cardwell facing off against Bob Beatty. Runner in scoring position. 2 outs, 0-2. He grounds it weakly to short, to third, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Top of the 8th incoming, Expos up 5-0. Scott Spiezzo is the batter, no count. Hits it to center, Klein is there, that's out number 1. Larry Stahl now, no count to him. He hits it straight at Moto on a liner, and that's out number 2. Cito Gaston, the pinch hitter, 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. Ollie Brown now with 2 outs, runner on first, no count. And he pops it. Beatty goes after it, catches it for out number 3. Nothing for the Padres in inning number 8. They are starting to run out of outs. Bottom of the 8th, Jack Baltzkun. That guy. God, he makes Kenny Zaro have an easy last name to pronounce. I have no idea how to pronounce his last name. Balchun, maybe? Alright, Ty Klein, bottom of the 8th, 0-1 the count. That's it to right. And that's a home run. Alright, a solo shot by Ty Klein makes it 6-0 for the Expos. Now Floyd Wicker is the batter, 1-2. And he struck out. John Bocabella, 0-2. And that's, oh, the shortstop jumped and cut it. That was nice. Bill Stillman now with 2 outs, 1-2. And he struck out swinging. Couldn't hold up his swing. Alright, top of the 9th incoming. Expos up 6-0. Roberto Pena is the batter. We are obviously going to keep Bill Stoneman on the mound. 2-1. And that, oh, what a play by Bob Beatty there, who dove at first base to catch this ball. It looked like it was going to be a base hit to right, but instead there's 1 out. Tony Gonzalez now, 1-2. Struck out swinging. Nate Colbert now, 2-1. Rounds it to third. Wicker with the throw, and that's the ball game, folks. A complete game shutout for Bill Stoneman. He allowed only 2 base hits, only 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. What a performance by Bill Stoneman! Like, you never know which Bill Stoneman you're gonna get, and we got the really good one this time. All right, so a 6-0 win and a 2-hit performance. That's really good. That's a really good. And then Don Sutton shut out Philadelphia 2-0. All right, we're gonna go ahead and advance one day, and then we're gonna be playing the Giants for a 3-game series after that. Oh, lots of news there. Right. So Willie Mays plays in San Francisco in Willie McCovey. Now Mays is 38, but he's so dangerous. We're not gonna have it easy. And then of course Willie McCovey, Juan Marshall. I guess he's not gonna pitch in that series. That might be good news for us. And the Giants, by the way, are 33-17, so it's not gonna be an easy series. Gaylord Perry and Dick Dietz. All right. Monday, Rick Monday, Player of the Week for Oakland in the American League. Don Sutton, Player of the Week in the National League. Oh boy. Alright, so do we have anybody in the National League that's going to the All-Star game? Probably not. Oh, Rusty Stubb is third in voting for right field. But that's gonna be it, huh? Oh, Maury Wills is second at shortstop behind Clete Boyer. Okay, okay. Alright. Okay. Oh, the power rankings. We climbed a little bit. We are 16th now in the power rankings. Alright, and of course the West Palm Beach Expos are just too good. 42-9 the record down there. Alright folks, I'm gonna go ahead and save the game. That's gonna be pretty much it for me tonight. We won 2 out of 3 against the Padres. At least we're back into winning some games, so that feels better. But yeah, so as usual, I want to thank you for tuning in. It is ARG out, so peace out folks, and I'll see you all next time.